Hey guys, how's it going? It's Vanchapangu here, James from JVC Paints. How's it going? I hope you guys all had a great Christmas, nice holidays. We got New Year here coming up, so this will be the last update for 2018. I'm planning to do a lot of painting over the break though, which will be good. So I just wanted to show you where I'm at right now. With the holidays, things got kind of, your schedules get messed up in a good kind of way. So this is a week later. But anyway, this is what I've been doing for my Soviet Army, my Winter Soviet Army. This is a 10-man LMG squad. I finished. I've got one more to do. They're inexperienced. You can see that the NCO in the front here, he's got the SMG, and then we've got the LMG next to him, and then next to him we've got the loader. The guy, let me just turn his a little bit so you can just see. He's got the disc. He's carrying the next can of ammo. So they're about 93 points, and I kind of worked this out because for a future project I've been looking at the Belgians. So anyways, for these guys, for 93 points, you get 10 guys, and you get a maximum number of shots of 14. So you would get 4 from the LMG, you would get 8 from the rifles, and then you get 2 from the SMG if they're within 12 inches. But for the Belgians, 10 experienced guys, they have a bar rifle and an NCO with an SMG. They're 78 points, and they get 13 shots maximum. So it's kind of like, wow, that's an extra 15 points for just one shot. So that's just something I've been looking at, I've been thinking about. So I don't know. I'm still got a little bit to do with these guys and the Chinese, as you'll see. But this is one of those things I kind of noticed when I was looking over and thinking about my next purchases and stuff like that. But to go with these guys, what I finished as well is the Commissar. And you'll notice this guy's got a flagpole. This is the Japanese arms I've used. Let me turn them a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. The uniforms I kind of embellished, let's say, to give them some kind of importance. They're inexperienced though. They're totally useless, really. So they're like 21 points. But the idea is that these guys are like the political, whatever, commissars of a labor union kind of thing in the Moscow in the 40s. So I haven't made the banner yet. But I'm looking to do something, kind of like, Moscow first watch factory forward, or something like that. So something really kind of like these guys are some kind of workers militia that was just sort of assembled, guys who might have fought in the revolution or something like that, or either side. They just sort of cobbled them all together. Anybody really was had 2 legs and could fire a gun. I have one other thing I want to show you for the Soviets, and then I'm going to move on to the Chinese. Okay, here's the next thing I've done for the Soviets. It's the T-34 early version. It's a Tamiya kit. It's a 148 kit. As you can see, there is no winter camo on it. Let me get my hand in there. I'm going to move this tank out and bring him out into the foreground. I just thought a cool little sort of in-action pose would be neat. So, yeah, I did this guy. He went together really, really well. The only things that I've kind of done differently is on the sort of the wooden crates. I kind of roughed up the edges, give him more of a beat-up look, put some bullet holes in them or whatever. These things are really fragile. These railings, I didn't do the railings around the turret. They crack so easily. So I don't know, in the future, actually I can see one on the back there on the engine panel. You can see there it cracked. So for models, they're great, but for wargaming, sometimes you got to leave things off. But the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm kind of really proud of it. I thought I did a good job. But I'm going to be trying a new winter weathering technique on this. So you'll be hearing all about it, whether for good or for bad, but I just wanted to show you guys this. So I had a nice little record of something I did in case it goes really, really badly. So this is the T-34. Next up, I've got some Chinese. Hold on. Okay guys, here's my Chinese MMG team. They are nationalist, and even though they are German trained, they don't get the special rule that these guys would get the Hitler's buzzsaw. So the MMG only has 5 shots instead of the German 6, which is okay, But yeah, these guys were a lot of fun to do. They've got a World War I water cool type MMG here. We got the guy with the ammo can. He's loading up. A little pistol on there. We actually used to have one of these in our house. We found it at Goodwill. We bought it for like 80 bucks. Then we sold it for like 100 way later, years later. And then here's I guess the sort of the boss of the team. He's got his binoculars. He looks cool. I was going to do his glasses, but you know, he looked really cool. Like it sort of came out as like sunglasses. So he's sort of like looking down his sunglasses like they were bifocals, and it kind of came out kind of cool. So I left it. So yeah, these guys are cobblestone, and they're really cool. They worked out really well. One big base, two little bases, and they're a nice little 50-point addition to the Chinese. Moving along here, I've done the artillery piece. It's heavy artillery. I basically this is the Warlord Games German 10.5 centimeter howitzer. This is the crew, everything. Basically, I just put them in blue uniforms, so they're Wehrmacht uniforms in circa 1940, 1939. But you know, I don't think anybody will notice. The one thing that I have noticed though is the size of these guys, and I'll get to that in a minute. But right first, I want to show you the toe, because the toe is kind of unique here, I think, in terms for bolt action. You would probably not see this so much. So these are some baggage yaks that I found. These are the cobblestone ones, and they'll be pulling that gun around if need be. I threw some extra crates that are from the T-34 kit. I put them on top there, but yeah, these are great. 10 points. It's a nice cheap dice. Now, these are the yaks. They look pretty cool. I'll put a photo up of them later. But yeah, getting into the size comparison here. So let's just take, I think I have one of the regular Chinese cobblestone guys here. And if we put one of these guys next to him, oops, this guy got knocked over. I mean, you can see there's a pretty big size discrepancy here. And it kind of looks like the artillery crew would be like young kids, like maybe in their 14 years old. Now, granted, they're different manufacturers, so if we take a metal, I have one of the metal new Warlord Games figures, and we put him back to me. You saw this guy last time. You can also see that the scales have definitely changed. So the artillery guys, they'll stay in the back. It's no big deal, but it's just one of those things to keep in mind if you're ever using some of the older kits and stuff that Warlord puts out for your armies and stuff like that, thinking, oh, okay, it'll match up. Sometimes the size is a bit out. I got one more thing for the Chinese I want to show you, and then that's it. Hold on. Hey guys, this is the last bit I've got to show you for this time, I guess this year. Yeah, this is the Chinese cavalry that I've finished. They are a 10-man unit with their mounts. They've got swords and they've got rifle carbines. So they're 130 points. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the rifle carbines, because it's one of these things as I'm researching and thinking about my next units and stuff. So the swords give them tough fighter, which is great. You know, that's awesome. But they come with carbines, but then in the listing in the book, which you can see just the spine of, I'll just zoom up there, you can just sort of see the spine of behind the building. So you guys come with carbines, and they're pistols on horseback, but the rifles on foot. If you dismount, you lose your mount, so they just become an infantry unit, so I don't think I'd, do that. But anyway, but the guys that you buy to add on, they're armed with rifles, and I think it might be a typo, because the rifles would give them 5 of the guys really long range on horseback. But I don't know. I think it's one of these things that was a mistake, and, I don't want to be gamey, so I think I would have them pretty much, armed in the same way. But anyways, yeah, I'm talking about these guys. So you'll see one guy definitely stands out. So a little bit of an explanation here, I guess, is in order. So in the back row here, you've got this more of the bandity type guys. You can see the one guy's got his sword out. Another guy has his sword on his back. They got pistols. I try to keep blue as a theme throughout. There's one guy who has no blue, but then with him I try to keep other themes going. So, but yeah, basically the guys in the back would be the sort of mutineer, kind of buccaneer type guys. I just wanted to show you this guy's got like this really cool long braid in the back. So there wasn't a really great choice of all the cavalry. So for the Chinese, when I bought these, so I bought whatever I could, and this is what I ended up with. So we've got in the front rank here, I would put sort of the more regular guys. So we've got guys in actual, nationalist uniforms here and here. And this guy, he's almost close. He's lost his leggings somewhere along the way. And in the center, you'll notice I've got this guy who looks a little bit like Emperor, Hirohito or something. Yeah, this guy was so much fun to do. He's actually a commander, and the commander comes in so you'll see a foot version of this guy. He comes in mounted and, dismounted. And I thought this is such a great little figure that I could not pass up the opportunity to sort of embellish it a little bit, put him on a bit of a special orders, even though he's just a cavalry NCO. He's a cavalry NCO in World War II in China. So I thought, well, okay, a lot of fun to do. It really broke the monotony of doing a lot of browns and blues and things like that. So he was really cool. He's really cool, and I hope that he does well when I play him on the battlefield. So then, other than that, guys, that's it pretty much for me this year. I'm just gonna move these guys back in the formation. So yeah, basically, I've got about the armies are both about 15 miniatures away from being done. So I got 15 for the Soviets and 15 for the Chinese. After that, I don't know. I mean, scenery, maybe some odds and ends, some kits I've had laying around, or I might go for another bolt action army. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So anyways, though, you guys have a great new year. This army is getting closer and closer to completion, so I'll have another update soon. And that's it. That's all. So yeah, have a great new year, and I don't know. Take it easy. Have a good one, guys. Keep those brushes moving. Bye-bye.